Today we continue the series on marriage. I'm specifically speaking to ladies, and what we're going to look at today is one of the big no-nos that ladies shouldn't get involved in. Hi there, welcome to the Poverty Breaker channel. My name is Francois, and we're continuing our series on marriage, speaking to ladies. And as I said in the intro, I'm going to be talking about a big no-no. Ladies, one of the biggest weapons that you use against your husbands is history. History. In other words, you always do this, or you did this back then, and you know, you keep on dragging up things from the past and using that as a weapon against your husband. Now, there's two aspects to this that I really need to address. The first is that you are made in the image and likeness of your Heavenly Father. And that means you actually need to start taking on His characteristics, which means you need to start behaving like Him. If you have forgiven your husband of an issue from the past, then you should forget it. Because doesn't Father say that when He forgives, He casts your sin as far as the east is from the west? But what I find wives doing is that they actually don't cast those sins into as far as the east is from the west. They cast it into their future use closet. And that's wrong. That is, if you have forgiven your husband for something that he did, if you haven't forgiven him, then you need to deal with that too, obviously. But once you have forgiven your husband, you can't keep dragging up those issues, because that you're not demonstrating the character of God by doing that. But it goes worse, and it goes far worse, because in the book of Revelation, it tells us that Satan is the accuser of the brethren, and he is accusing the brethren day and night. When you accuse your husband of something from history, you are actually co-laboring with Satan, because you become an accuser. And that's not acceptable in the Father's sight. That's not acceptable in your husband's sight. And in fact, in your very heart, you know that that's not acceptable to you, because it's against the nature of God. So stop co-laboring with the devil by accusing your husband and using accusations to break him down, to minimalize him, etc. Just don't go there. If you understand how damaging that is, because every time he does something and you freely forgive him, he doesn't believe you. He doesn't believe that you've actually forgiven him, because you keep bringing it up. You keep using it as a weapon. Just as the enemy, every time you pray for a particular area, he goes to the Father with an accusation against you, and he says, I have legal grounds that you cannot answer her prayer. Every time you accuse your husband, you are saying you have legal grounds to say to him that he's a bad husband, he's a no good husband, and all of that. So that is just so counterintuitive. It is just so unproductive. You're not achieving anything by bringing up the history. You see, you must remember this. Father always talks about the future. The enemy always talks about the past. So who are you co-laboring with? Are you co-laboring with Christ and walking towards a future, or are you co-laboring with the enemy and focusing on history? I know it's a challenge, and I know you might be offended, but you're going to have to get over it. Because if you don't get over it, if you take offense to this, and you don't start correcting that issue of using the past to beat your husband up, then I'm sorry. You can't even begin to ask God for a good marriage, because you're destroying the marriage. Okay, so ladies, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I always blame everything on the husbands, okay? But this really is an area that time and time and time again, husbands keep telling me, my wife just doesn't forgive me. She keeps on bringing up the past. So I recognize this as a big issue, and you need to do something about it. If you're guilty. If you're not guilty, well done, proud of you. But if you want a good marriage, seriously, don't bring up the past. Bless the future. Don't curse the future by bringing up the past. Bless you. I hope this challenged you. I'm in the challenging business. That's my job. I've got to challenge you. So I really hope that this has challenged you, but that you see that there is a hope and a future. If you drop that, there's a hope and a future. Bless you. Please, if you enjoyed this, or if you even if you're angry at me, why not subscribe so that I can be your anger video a week? Okay, but hit the subscribe button below, and right next to it there's a little bell. Click on that so that you can get notification. And of course, you are welcome to like or dislike the video. Bless you. Look forward to seeing you soon.